I'm gonna go. See, it's not really that great of a movie, but it just represents a time for me. Sunset Park.
Sunset Park, what time is it? It's
time to represent Sunset Park.
Yeah.
Sunset Park, man.
Boy.
Just because it was a hood movie, but
Damn.
it was more about some other stuff. But it just had some of that basketball related to it. Yeah, exactly. It was real. It was like a real movie. So, Sunset Park, number 5.
Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Benjamin, along with my co-host, Wesley Pierre, and we're just going to jump right into it with the Conor McGregor. First of all, buddy just got knocked the fuck out, man. Seriously. Ode to, Chris Tucker and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, like, I wasn't expecting that at all. I was like, wow. I watched it straight up, watched some of the pre-fights, which some of the pre-fights were obviously better, which always happens, than the actual fight. But Conor McGregor got his ass whooped. Poirier got his rematch or his revenge against McGregor. So the thing about McGregor, though, is that it seems like he's humble now.
Poirier humbled his ass.
I think he got humbled by Khabib. I think Khabib really humbled him first. And now when he takes an L, it's not all this, rah-rah type of stuff. It's more, it was a good fight. That's how he was after the fight.
See, but I think the reason why he's like that is because of Mayweather. He's really like that because he got all that money with Mayweather. There's no need for him to do all that extra shit. You feel me? To get that, because all that is promotion. All that he does is extra shit. You feel me? I don't think he need to do that after he got all that money. Yeah, of course. Khabib, did his thing, whooped him. Also, Poirier as well. But it's crazy how he left in crutches. You feel me? Because like before he walked out, he's limping to Poirier with his regular attire on.
Did he break something?
I don't know. He probably did broke something like the way he was walking, and he had the crutches. So Poirier in his regular everyday attire, and you got McGregor in a suit, limping, looking crazy, saluting Poirier like, yeah, you whooped my ass. Let me salute you right now so you don't talk shit later, because I kind of think I remember the last time McGregor whooped him. He was talking shit. This was not the humble McGregor. So. Hey, it is what it is. He got his ass whooped. Got not just his ass whooped, he got knocked out. And Poirier got his revenge. As so. I know a lot of people did like to see McGregor lose. And both of them wind up getting that money.
Everybody likes to see McGregor lose, just like how everybody wanted to see Mayweather lose.
But it ain't happening.
I ain't gonna lie. I like Mayweather. I love Mayweather.
Money
as a fighter.
The money team.
He's one of the most brilliant fighters, I think,
pound for pound,
ever fight in the game of boxing. But when you compare him to Conor McGregor, there's always a difference of opinion for even when McGregor was doing reckless stuff.
Okay.
I feel like for some reason Mayweather is not hated, and as much as McGregor probably should be. You know what I mean? I feel like Mayweather, deserves more credit for being one of the best fighters ever.
Of course, that's not even a question, though. My whole thing is
McGregor has taken several L's, and he seems to me as if he's more revered.
See, yeah, and my whole thing is basically politics behind that, because there should be no reason why we even comparing the two. One is pound for pound the greatest boxer of all time, undefeated. So a lot of people gonna be like, yeah, this, that, and the other. If he was more humble, me saying that, people wouldn't really be like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. They'll have Muhammad Ali or somebody else, Joe Frazier, they'll probably have George Foreman, any one of these, Klitschko, any one of these boxers that they feel like it's Mike Tyson. But I personally feel like when someone is undefeated and wind up leaving and on top, no one has blemished his record, only in the Olympics. And I kind of feel Mayweather why he's the person that he is now, because when he was that person that gave you what you really wanted to see, I lost. You know what I'm saying? So I know that how I'm going to go ahead and play this game, because it's a game. Yeah, it's a fight, but it's a game. It's like chess. I'm going to make sure that you can't hit me, and I'm going to hit you. And now I'm going to talk shit about it, because I have that behind my, in the back of my head, in the back of my mind, that you stole a match from me. So I'm going to make sure that there's no way that you can say that I lost. Even though we know that in boxing, it is kind of questionable when it comes to rulings. Some there's a lot of fights that you think somebody lost and they won. So, and he still wind up being 50-0. So, like, come on, man. He ain't even no question.
So yeah, Conor McGregor though, what's the future? I think for him, what's really kind of the next fight for McGregor, because he's gonna get another one. I think he is still going to be a big draw for UFC, although he lost this fight against Poirier after, coming back, winning a fight or whatnot. The future, we'll see for Conor McGregor. But what I did see was that I think Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting, what's the dude? Ben Askren.
Okay.
Which is kind of crazy, because this guy is getting another fight. What you think about that, Wes?
Hey, if he want to go ahead and.
By the way, Jake Paul beat Nate Robinson in a fight, knocked him out, put him on the canvas. Now he's getting a new fight against an actual UFC fighter in Ben Askren. Ben Askren was famously got his ass knocked out by the fastest knockout in history by Jorge Masvidal. Now, is going to fight Jake Paul. So what do you think about this YouTuber, man? You think he's got a shot?
I think he got a shot if they're going to be standing up and just boxing, but this UFC. Oh, they just boxing. Oh, okay. Yeah. Since y'all just boxing, you probably got a chance, like Kristen stated, the other guy, he's a wrestler, and hey, I think it's going to be the same thing. You had someone that was in the NBA that thought he could go in the ring and do certain things, and even though it's kind of like almost the same, but it's not, because in wrestling, I have to grapple you and this, that, and the other, and in boxing, that's the complete opposite. You normally grapple somebody when you're probably getting a couple of blows to your face and you're trying to compose yourself, catch your breath, or what people may say. But I think Jake Paul really got a shot at really knocking him out the same way that he did Nate Robinson. I think it's just gonna be another meme. And You say this guy got knocked out, and he holds the record for being knocked out the fastest.
The fastest, yes.
So
in history,
in history, in UFC. So I
you
guess
ain't seen that?
Nah, I ain't even.
You've never seen Jorge Masvidal with this flying knee?
I probably. Oh yeah, I seen it. I didn't know it was him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I think if it's just gonna be straight up boxing, Jake Paul got the hand and the heads up on this guy that's clearly someone that once got a chip on his shoulder, but it's just straight boxing, and you're a wrestler.
You're listening to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
I already know.
And we're going to transition to some news that come out. The ongoing saga
what
of
that is.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson out of Clemson. the quarterback who is disgruntled over there in Houston for
He's
good
more than
reason
disgruntled.
because he's playing for a dysfunctional franchise, has a contract, and demanded a trade this week, which was kind of unprecedented, territory for a quarterback, especially to demand a trade. Usually you'll see this from a safety or a linebacker, defensive end, running back, especially, but Deshaun Watson requesting a trade. The Dolphins are in contention to get Deshaun Watson, arguably one of the 3-4 best quarterbacks in the league right now. What we have to offer them is Tua and our third-round pick that we got from them. And so we're more like giving it back. We being Indian givers. Well, with the trade, So
That's a good one.
sorry, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But that's what we have to offer, and the Jets have something a little bit better, I think. Just because Sam Darnold, it can be, what you get from him, and I think from Tua, love Tua. I'm still rooting for you, obviously, but still questions about his durability and can he really stay healthy, and can you trust someone who's actually been in the league a little bit longer? When he's been in there, he's been average, but or would you take a risk on Tua? That's really the question. What do you think, Wes?
Me personally, like, just the plain fact that, like you said, it's unprecedented that a quarterback has requested a trade. And the funny thing is about that, he has a no trade clause. So he holds all of the cards, That's one. Of course, the Miami Dolphins is in contention. You have a few other teams that's probably in contention. I'm hearing rumors about the Jets. Okay, it is what it is, but remember, they're dysfunctional. And going to the Miami Dolphins, as far as what Tua, where I stand with Tua. That's my guy, But Deshaun Watson is a quarterback that we seen do a lot with nothing. Dysfunctional organization. They traded his number one wide receiver. The defense is shaky, real shaky. J.J. Watt, he's in and out because of injuries. But he's a Hall of Famer. You know what you get when he's on the field. But I remember him coming out and making a statement where people didn't agree with what he was saying. I don't remember exactly what he said, but his team, we spoke on it. We didn't like. It's like he was holier than thou at that time. Speaking on that dysfunction, but Tua is a guy that we wind up getting number 5 last year in the draft. Me personally, I wanted him to sit the whole year. He didn't sit the whole year. He wind up playing in and out.
Probably should have.
Probably should have. But,
because every time he got in there, he got in trouble, and Fitzpatrick
but there was a reason why he
had to bail him out.
But there was a reason why it was like that, because you got to understand, like, the guy, he was injured it took a year. Everybody else that's playing, the Burrows that just recently got injured, Burrow and Josh Allen's, they wasn't injured. You got to understand, the Dolphins was forced to put Tua in that situation because, even though they say that, he's their quarterback, just the plain fact that these other quarterbacks that got drafted in the same round as him, top 5, top 6, they're doing good. If you're saying that you're the future, why aren't you playing? If you're saying that you're healthy, why aren't you playing? Of course, we got Fitzpatrick here. He's a leader. He gives us magic when he's on the field. But Tua was inconsistent. And even though I want Tua to be the Dolphins quarterback, everything that people question about quarterbacks as far as what their height, as far as what their durability, So Tua don't have the height. Tua so far doesn't have the durability because, of course, he had the hip injury, but he had a few other injuries
this season.
And yeah, he don't seem like the same person. But again, I do see the upside. Remember what I was saying? It's a different league. I had a perspective on Bam Adebayo. I'm like, once he get that consistent shot, then there's upside with him. If he get that, I'll pay him the money. With Tua, I see an upside, but it's unprecedented that Deshaun Watson, a guy that you can probably get, is requesting a trade. So I would probably trade. I would give Tua away. Sorry, Tua. And I would give them their third pick, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
And even if I got to give
the
them the
Dolphins
18th pick also.
We definitely taking it 100%.
See, but I would give him Tua, the third, and probably the 18th if they want it. I'm gonna try to force my way to just give you the third pick and Tua, but
right.
If I could give you the 18th pick and that's what it takes, I'm doing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely have the assets to do it, so I don't see why you don't. It really just depends on Deshaun Watson and if he wants to come to Miami. And I'm trying to figure out if there's an actual intrigue to go to New York and the Jets besides the fact that they got a new head coach.
No.
But besides that,
he get more money down here.
I would come to Miami over New York. I prefer Miami over New York, just period.
Exactly.
I love New York, lived there for a little bit, but I can't stand the crowdedness. I can't stand the cold. I can't stand the rude people. The fact that I got to be on a subway just to make it convenient for me is, something that I would choose not to do straight up. Mm-hmm. So hopefully Deshaun Watson will see that too and come down, to the crib. I do want to transition, since we're talking about the Texans, to Josh McCown getting an interview with the Texans. And I feel like that means that was probably part of the reason why Deshaun Watson requested a trade this week. Because the fact that Josh McCown, who is a journeyman type of quarterback, backup quarterback, retired obviously, and coached high school football.
Only high school football,
and gets an interview for the head coaching job, like to lead your franchise. This guy, I know plenty of great high school head coaches, but are they ready for the NFL, an NFL job, just because you played in the NFL? Nah, there's plenty of former NFL players who are high school coaches who should start at college first.
Of course.
Or go to the college, see if what you can do in college, or see if you can be at least an offensive or defensive coordinator in college and see what you can do first. But the fact that Josh McCown got an interview, to me, is a clear indication of white privilege.
Of course.
Because you got plenty of other black coaches out there who put in the work, been in the game for forever, that are not getting opportunities for head coaching jobs of NFL franchises with just a high school football coaching resume. I think it's actually and utterly ridiculous that he got that interview. More indications of why the Texans are a bum-ass franchise and they deserve to be at the bottom of the league, which they are, and that's why Deshaun Watson needs to come to South Beach.
Exactly. The Houston Texans is the new Cleveland Browns, the old Miami Dolphins. The old Cleveland Browns and the old Miami Dolphins. Hopefully it's going to be the new Miami Dolphins. Hopefully he wind up getting traded to the Miami Dolphins. He already said originally he wanted to come to the Miami Dolphins. Over here we have no state tax. But again, when it comes to Josh McCown, you got a guy that has no actual real talent because he would have been in the league as a starting quarterback and not somebody that's been jumping from team to team, from team to team. Now, again, as far as him being only having experience as a high school quarterback, now a high school head coach, I think that, you know, it is white privilege, but again, you see that in the NFL all the time. You see people in positions. Look at what's his name, Adam Gase. Adam Gase wind up getting a head coach job, wind up making that team be garbage, go to another team, wind up making that team garbage, and then now, you know, he's getting a job also as the Seahawks offensive coordinator. Is again same thing.
Greg Williams is another example.
It's the good old boy network, you know. And hey, I mean, we know our reality, you know. It's just, you know, something that we got to know is not going to change unless we wind up getting owners that's black and willing to give those black coaches the opportunity like the white counterpart.
Yeah, definitely. Diversity is still an issue. Definitely with the NFL. Keeping with the NFL, though, and this is the MarcWes Sports Podcast. Some good news this week is that Ron Rivera actually beat Cancer, the head coach of the Washington football team. Ron Rivera did beat Cancer. So kudos to him. Cancer is a monster out there eating people like you and me. And fortunately, one of our guys is still alive. And, you know, other NFL family members like Jim Kelly also dealing with cancer, beating it. Jim Kelly, one of the probably the first quarterback to really make a name for the U as a college quarterback coming out of the University of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so cancer is a crazy thing. We actually had a close homeboy of ours, Big Doe, lose his life to cancer this week. So rest in peace and power to the king, Big Doe. But congratulations to Ron Rivera.
Yeah, again, congratulations to Ron Rivera. Wind up being 100% cleared of cancer. You know, it's a long journey, you know, where he just had to go through with his quarterback, not worrying about his health. But, yeah, you know, and rest in peace to Big Doe. You know, one of our close friends wound up passing away through cancer. So it's always a blessing to hear someone beat that fight. You know, I know a few people that died behind cancer. One of my other homeboys' mom died behind cancer like 2 months ago. So it is what it is. You know, it's just one of these fights that we're going to have to go through. You know, if it's not cancer, it's something else. If it's not cancer, it's COVID. You know, we're going to all get through this. Again, shout out to Ron Rivera for being that strong individual. And, you know, we want a smart coach, you know, in the league, in Ron Rivera. So, yeah, beating cancer is another good thing.
Yeah, all right. So we're going to keep it on the NFL. I guess we got Duck of the Week, which I believe unanimous decision is to give it to ex-NFL player, I guess now, Chad Wheeler, who played for the Seattle Seahawks. I believe he was like a defensive lineman.
Nah, offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman. Okay, offensive lineman. So, yeah, I mean, he pretty much, I guess, beat his girlfriend. So there's like pictures of her, and it looks pretty nasty, and it's pretty disturbing. Supposedly, I think he choked her out until she passed out, and then I guess he thought she was dead. When she woke up, he was like, "Oh, you're still alive?" And I guess he proceeded to like just keep beating her or whatever the fuck. So, yeah. So
he's
Duck
a fucking
of the Week,
bitch. He's
The
Duck
question
of the
is
Week.
why?
Why?
Like, why? Why are you doing this?
He did that because he said that she didn't bow. Well, the girl said he didn't bow down to her. Like, she didn't bow down to him. like, you know, like I'm your king type shit.
As in
You
literally bow down.
Yeah, and what makes it even more worse and egregious is because he's black and he's white. So
Wow.
if you want to put race in it, you know, I'm bowing
crazy.
down to my master or whatever like that.
That
So
is
yeah,
unreal.
he's a bitch, you know, and yeah, he's definitely duck of the week. Crazy thing is, you know, it happened on Saturday and the story didn't come out until like Wednesday. You feel what I'm saying? That's another form of white privilege because I remember when that happened with Ray Rice, you know, like it was all over the news. You can't even.
So is he banned from the league? Or
Of
what?
course, no, you know, they released him. They released him. But still, it don't matter. But he got bond. You know, they released him. He got money, so that bond ain't shit. You know, he should be under the jail. You know, and like Chris said, you know, he really choked her out, whooped her ass, and really thought she was dead. The funny thing is, he wound up going in the living room and eating dinner. You feel me? While he thought she was dead in the other room.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's
and then she
crazy.
wound up getting up and running to the bathroom, closing the door, and calling to the police. And of course, he said, "Yeah, like for real. I thought you was dead. I can't keep getting no. You're alive. I thought you was dead. Like I just can't get that out my head. Like, and they try to say that he have mental illnesses and he wasn't taking his pills.
Well,
that shit don't mean nothing to me.
Obviously,
You know what I
he
mean?
got mental
Like,
illness, but it doesn't mean
that don't
shit.
mean nothing. So again, like it didn't mean like come on, people always gonna use that mental illness. Nah, you should have had done. Hey, if you supposed to take your pills and you don't take your pills because you got mental illness and you do that, who fault is that? You did that because you didn't take your pills. You know what it is. You know when you got to take your pills. So again,
That's the type of person that gets mad when they run out of gas.
oh yeah, definitely.
Like, you ain't see
it on
gas.
you. Like, come on,
You know,
man.
come on.
You know, but again, yeah, he definitely got duck of the week. His bitch ass should need to be in jail, getting his ass whooped every day. And you know, people tough guy with women, you know, but you'll never see some people like that do that to another dude. Trust me, cause they squares.
Yeah, I mean, I have no words for this. This is like egregious type of activity. He should be under the jail, in hell. You know, because it's just ridiculous for you to create not only another black eye for the NFL, but another black eye for men in general. You know, you create a black eye for just men who got sense, who know what to do in situations and not be. I want to curse so bad, but I'm trying not to.
I couldn't hold it.
Because, damn, like you a bitch ass. I will say, and there's no place for you and your kind in this world that we live in. You know.
See, but then you're gonna have people over here try to justify it. I like that. I don't understand that. You feel me? Like. You did what you did. He should be no bond when it's because that's attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? They ain't just domestic violence. Like you could get bond for attempted murder. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. You know? Like come on, man. That don't make no sense. But hey, it is what it is. You know, it's just another form of white privilege, and you know what we go through in this fight.
Yeah, man. So. Yeah, duck of the week, Chad Wheeler, sucker of the week, sucker of the year, sucker of the decade. So let's transition to some basketball. What do y'all want to talk? Would y'all rather start with the Heat first, or y'all want to talk about this LeBron, Joel Embiid flagrant foul thing?
We could talk about the Heat first. You feel what I'm saying? First thing is, you know, Jimmy Butler wind up losing weight. Matter of fact, he lost 12 pounds in like a week, you know, due to the COVID. And not just that, you know, the Miami Heat, you know, is devastated by injuries, and they're on a 5 games losing streak right now. 5-6 game losing streak right now. Their record is like 6-12.
I ain't worried though.
See, but that's not it.
I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried neither. But the people questioning, was what we did last year in the bubble a fluke,
That's
and that I think is ridiculous because we were healthy in the bubble. Right now, like
kind of,
we don't have nobody. Like Dragic is out, Jimmy Butler is out, Leonard is out.
Hero's been out. For the past 6 games.
He just came back. Like half our squad, and not even like just anybody. Like our core, our real core, is out. So me, I ain't worried about it. I think we're playing Sacramento tonight. Easy game to kind of bounce back. Jimmy Butler is questionable. See, but even regardless,
let's hope so.
We're
we'll see who's in the lineup.
See, but we're ranked like number five in the East right now. So even though our record is what it is, we are. You feel me?
No way. What are we ranked? We have to look that up. Where are we at in the East?
Everyone is struggling. We're like number 5 in the East. You have
with like 6 wins? We only got like 6 wins.
You have the 76ers, then you'll probably have the
Sixers,
the
Bucks.
Indiana Pacers are up there in winning column. You have the Boston Celtics, you have the Brooklyn Nets. You would expect the Brooklyn Nets to be like 1 or 2, but they're like probably like number 4. You have probably like the Miami Heat. Yep. Yeah, Miami Heat.
They're 13th in the East, bro.
We're not 13 in the East.
Oh, yeah. We're 13th, ranked 13th in the East. We got all kinds of teams in front of us. The Magic.
We're 5 games
Bulls.
back.
The Bulls. I forget about the Bulls, like straight up. Like the Bulls are 10th.
Fucking 13.
Got Hornets 9th. The Knicks would make the playoffs right now. Damn, the Knicks fans is coming out. You already know.
Man,
you already know the Knicks fans is gonna be coming out like, we back, baby.
Look, man.
Damn, the Hawks, the Cavs. Wow. This is a crazy year. Crazy year. The top 3, the top 4 look like legitimate top 4. I would say the Pacers make the playoffs too, but the Hawks, Cavaliers, and Knicks, nah. I don't see them making the playoffs, or I don't see them making the playoffs in front of us.
It's not.
I see us making a 6 seed.
Yeah, it's not even a thing. You feel me? I don't care what seed we make. You feel me? Because last year in the bubble, I think we were like the 5th or the 6th seed, something like that.
We were the 5th.
Fourth or 5th. It doesn't matter as long as we make the playoffs. The Heat are built for the playoffs.
Right.
So we could care less about that, and regardless of the fact we done had like probably like 8 or 9 different lineups. Jimmy Butler missed like probably like maybe 12 of the games. You know what I mean? One with a foot injury. I think his ankle and his foot got injured. So look, man, I ain't worried about it. We're loyal over here. You see, we're not going crazy. Maybe if we're like.
And when I watch the games, though, they play well. They just can't last the whole 48 minutes
because they don't have a bench.
They don't have the depth to really keep it up. Because I'm watching like these unknown players play that I still don't know their names.
Apollo.
I still the one dude. Like, I call him Huey. He looked like baby Huey to me.
Oh, yeah, Vincent.
With the fro.
Vincent.
But he's out there huffing and puffing out there. He can't keep up, And you can't rely on him defensively. We need players defensively like Butler and Avery Bradley. If we have these 2 players, we can start to win games again, because you're just not going to get defensively what you can for 48 minutes from Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, or Duncan Robinson. They're built to be kind of in and out type of guys. You have those 3 on a rotation, and if you had a healthy Goran too, because Goran is a player that pushes the pace. He was the leading scorer for the Heat. So you have your leading scorer and your leading defender not playing, and one of your other best perimeter defenders. So they're getting killed right now. Bam. The thing about it is, to me, this is kind of like G League right now.
Yeah.
For the Heat. This is kind of training, for the postseason. Once they work out the kinks because what you are seeing with this Heat team is that Duncan Robinson is forced to make plays. He's forced to drive down the lane plays. Like, I see him trying to make plays that Dragic does. When you see him out there, he's like trying to drive to the lane, trying to, penetrate, kick it out. And that's something that you don't see from Duncan Robinson because Goran's always doing it. So he's getting that type of experience, so he's not so one-dimensional when it comes to the playoffs. So that's a positive that I could see coming out. And you're getting Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn is giving you buckets here and there.
He's doing this thing.
I like what I see from him. He's going to be a contributor, I think, off the bench once we get Goran back. But besides that, I feel like they're going to be a 6 seed. And I still feel like they're making the NBA Finals, straight up.
Yeah, I think they're going to
I know NBA I'm a homer saying that. You're going to be like, yeah, you're a Heat fan or whatever. You're a homer, but I am a homer, but it's the truth. That's also my analytic brain thinking at the same time.
Yeah, of course. The Heat going to make the playoffs. The Heat's going to go ahead and make the finals. I mean, we kind of have like the same exact team, kind of, besides Jay Crowder.
And Achua.
Achua, Achua is coming into form. He's playing well. I'm looking at his jump shot. I'm looking at his defending. I'm looking at his rebounding. All those little aspects to the game that you won't see from a rookie, he's giving you that. So once we go ahead and get these players coming back, that's the Kelly Olynyk's, that's the Goran Dragic's, that's the Jimmy Butlers, even Leonard, that's one of the big guys that we have. That's one of the people that we go ahead and substitute at Bam Adebayo for, give him some rest. Why? Because he can scratch the floor. Why? Because he's a big guy that can shoot the three. So I think the Heat are in good shape right now. We tend to always do this every year. Go through the roster, have different lineups. And sometime probably by game 30, we should be, somewhere. You should kind of have a real glimpse of what the team kind of can be. But for the most part, I think it's all good. We're going to the finals.
Basketball is right now, to me, this the preseason.
Yeah.
Like, I always look at basketball before the All-Star break as preseason basketball. Once the All-Star break happens, which also happens to fall on my birthday weekend, which I always love, and the trade deadline happens, which is like the week after, then you really know who's good and what's going to happen.
Exactly.
And who's really going to make a playoff run. Once we get to that point, you can really see, what's really good with the Heat. But right now, it's still preseason basketball. But some preseason basketball does make the news. And what did make the news this week with some preseason basketball was LeBron and Joel Embiid. LeBron had a flagrant foul where he basically undercut Embiid, which is very dangerous. You could break somebody's neck doing something like that, if they don't have their balance right. And Embiid came out and said that, hey, if he did that, he would be ejected. Now, the NBA has long been known to have the Jordan rule, the Kobe rule, just rules for big-time players. They just get the benefit of the doubt. LeBron also gets the benefit of the doubt. There's no doubt about that. And that's been happening early in his career. So I agree with Embiid 100%. LeBron is just a benefactor of this superstar rule.
LeBron's he's a bitch. I can't stand LeBron. I know he do a lot for the community. A lot of people like him in the
I
the
give
league,
him props for that.
But I just don't like LeBron. He just does. He's.
I didn't really like him before he came to the Heat either, to be honest.
I didn't like him.
when he came to the Heat, I was like, okay, he's LeBron. He's got a Heat uniform on. He's representing the crib. He got Miami on his chest.
To be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie to you. Before he came in the league, I wanted him because he was all over ESPN. He was the first high school player to be on the cover of Illustrated Sports or something like that, and I wanted him. You know, I didn't even know about Wade, to be honest with you. But when we got Wade and I seen Wade do what he did the first few years, you know, I was okay.
Oh yeah, I knew about Wade because Wade balled out in the Final Four.
But you got to think. But again, you got to think about LeBron James. LeBron James, he was the one that got all the hype. Wade was the one that wasn't getting the hype. Yeah, you know him in the Final Four, but he didn't have that hype like LeBron James. You know what I'm saying?
When I saw the LeBron James hype, to me, to this day, the most hyped up athlete ever, as far as the media hyping up a high school player.
LeBron.
Like, and got to give him props that he wasn't like a buzz, you know, because usually that's what happens. So you got to give him some props there. But
I'm not giving him props for what he did to Embiid, like you said, because again, like Embiid said, if it was him, he would have got thrown out the game. LeBron was just frustrated that he wind up losing to Embiid. The game was close, and he knew that without Embiid, the Philadelphia 76ers wouldn't have even been in position to beat the Lakers. So LeBron is a bitch. Same like he did the same thing to Draymond Green. He knew Draymond Green had one more tech before he was going to go ahead and get kicked out of the game. So what he do? He try to walk over him and put his nuts all in his face. You feel what I'm saying? And then any guy going to react like Draymond Green, but LeBron,
so he staged that whole shit.
Slick. He's so slick. That's what he do. Same thing like with Embiid. He gonna pretend like, oh, I didn't even mean it. Oh, my bad. You know, let me see. Are you okay? No. Oh, yeah, see, but again, LeBron pushed him with both hands, and that just shows his disrespect for the game. The same way he showed disrespect for the game when he was walking all over the actual stand where ESPN and them commentators be at. He's just walking over it during the game like it's nothing. You feel me? Like he's on the.
He feels like he's the king, man.
He's a fucking bitch. I'm sorry for the cursing, but he is a bitch.
But when I was watching his highlights in high school, I thought it was college for the longest. Like, I never knew. I was like, yo, this is high school? Like, I didn't find out until like months later that the highlights that they were playing were from high school instead of college.
So I guess before we get into the more like, I guess, politically charged stuff, we're going to get into Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl halftime performance is The Weeknd. I like The Weeknd. He's pretty cool. And supposedly he's contributing $7 million of his own money to his performance, I guess, so it could come out the way he wants it to come out, whatever. So I got two questions for y'all. If you were an artist, would you put $7 million of your own money into your own performance to make it come out the way you want it to? And also, who really gives a fuck about the halftime show?
I'm going to answer the first one. You know, the first one is I definitely would not put my money up. You know, they paid me to do the damn show. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do the show, collect that bread, and I'm going to call it a day. You know, if y'all was going to buy my album, y'all was going to buy it anyway. You know, whatever $7 million is going to buy you, like you think it's going to buy you, it's not going to buy you that, because you already have that platform. People be begging to be on that platform just to go ahead and do a halftime show. So you really didn't have to do nothing. As far as what you said, you know, you pretty much like him. I don't like him because I don't like the way he cut his wicks first. You know, that's one thing. Now, again, when it comes down to
betraying the Wick Nation,
you know, he's doing things for other people, and I don't like that about certain artists. I like
what you mean.
You know, he did that for the image. I think he did that for the image. So that's just
what, pay for his own stuff.
No, the cutting the hair. You know, cutting his wicks. I think he did that for an image because a lot of people didn't like A lot of people don't like this. Let me just be real with you. So
I mean, if I don't know, if I don't hear him saying that, I can't say he did it for that. You know,
but
'cause
again,
people
that's just me assuming.
cut their wicks for different
See,
reasons.
but that's me assuming that's why he did that. You feel what I'm saying? Because most people that I know that cut their wicks, they regret it. You cut yours, you regret it.
I don't
You don't
regret
miss
it.
that shit.
I miss it.
Ah,
but
see?
that was a time I left. That was that time. You know, I think it's actually been 10 years since I cut it, and I had it for 10 years. So I think I'm gonna start it again. To be honest, right
Feel
now,
me?
this is breaking news. You know? Breaking news on the MarcWes Sports Podcast. Your boy is growing out the wicks. The top though, I'm keeping the fade though.
It's
going.
all good. It's all good.
You
You're gonna be
know,
like on Ricky
so
Williams
it's
with the
gonna be-
wicks,
Yeah.
or
But
Hopkins.
but I like the weekend though.
I like him. His music.
But a lot of artists do that though. I don't think
the
we
Super Bowl?
realize a lot of artists pay for their own stuff, like as far as like videos or concerts, how they want stuff done. They pay for their own band members. Sometimes the label doesn't pay for that shit, and you have to pay for it out of your own pocket. So I don't think it's really that uncommon for him to pay for his own stuff, especially if he's used to it. If he's used to it, would I do it? I may pay for some, but the majority.
7 million.
But the majority
7 million.
is that how much he paid? 7 million?
Yeah.
Hell no, I ain't coming out 7 million.
I'm like, what?
Maybe a mil.
You feel?
Okay,
You
maybe
feel
a
me?
mil. But not
Oh.
7 million. But because you invited me.
See, but
I'm
he-
your guest to your event.
He gooking anyway.
So
you know how he
I should be
gooking?
paid and I should be provided with all the stuff that I need
This is
to do
what-
my thing.
this
But
is
yeah,
what I would've
like
told
the
him.
weekend, and I don't mind him cutting the wicks.
See, but I would have done it like this if they wanted the weekend there, because you remember it was a point where nobody wanted to go ahead and do the halftime show for the NFL. So I feel like I got the power. Now that 7 million that I think I need to invest in that show, I'm gonna tell them they need to put that 7 million in whatever production I want on top of whatever they was gonna go ahead and give me. You don't need to pay me that, and I don't need to go ahead and put that my own money up. I would have used that to my advantage. I would have been like, yo, they would have said, we're giving you a 5 million budget. I would have been like, no, I need 12 million to get what I need out. And you want me, so this is what I want, and that's what it's gonna be. That if it's not that, then I ain't doing it. You feel what I'm saying? And I would have run it just like that. Still got pocketed the same amount of money that I needed, and I don't need to give you nothing.
Yeah, I feel you. But as far as halftime shows go, I feel people do pay attention to halftime shows because not us, because we're sports guys and we love sports. We come to a sports event to watch the sports, not necessarily entertainment. Although some entertainment is good, and there were some halftime shows that were decent. I would say Beyonce's was pretty good. Prince, Mike.
Prince
There
was the
were
best
all some
one.
good ones. Of course, there were some horrible ones. There was plenty of horrible ones. To me, Katy Perry was horrible. Like Maroon 5 was horrible. The JT Janet Jackson, although controversial, I thought was pretty good.
It was tight. It was tight work.
So yeah, people do care about the halftime show. A lot of people only watch the Super Bowl because of the halftime show. Yeah, usually women and other people. The other people.
Yeah, because I know I'll be out. It's time to go vibe, take a little break.
But yeah, I usually don't watch it. I usually, if it was something to watch, then I'll rewatch it. But yeah, halftime show, definitely not something I'm looking all the way forward to. But let's see what the weekend does, because I actually like the weekend.
All right, I think these are like our last two topics. I know you wanted to talk about the Kurt Schilling thing. But before that, let's talk about this executive order that Joe Biden signed that I guess it's allowing transgender athletes to compete in any gender sport that they choose. So I'm just wondering if this is good or this is bad for sports.
I think it's bad for sports. I mean,
You're listening to the MarcWes Sports Podcast, and yeah, I believe it's bad for sports.
Like, come on, why would it be good for sports? Like, so now, hey, if that's how they want to go ahead and go that route, go ahead and do that. But I could just imagine somebody, a female in hockey, you were playing with guys, or in football playing with guys. Don't crab when I'm hitting you just like the other guy. Now, you know, if you want to go ahead and do that and put your franchise on the line, then it's cool. But trust me, you know, it's going to be
this is a fine line, though, because it's like transgender, right? Like, first of all, sports are usually divided into either men or women.
Exactly.
Men play with men and women play with women for the most part. I can't
for that same reason I explained.
Exactly. So, but what are you going to say? They can't play sports? That's the other thing. Like, they can't play sports at all? You're just going to tell somebody just because of the way that they were born that they can't play sports? But like that's the other thing for me.
You should play sports.
I think you can play, but I know this sounds far-fetched, but you might need your own league.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to be my argument.
Because if you're not going to choose a side, then that's a different side than what we're playing on. We're playing on girls play on one side and men play on the other. Now, there are some sports that I wouldn't mind being transgender.
Exactly.
Like tennis, I can see that being transgender.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't mind that because, or track.
Yeah.
Track and field type of stuff, doesn't matter.
Swimming.
There's no real physical contact.
Exactly.
It's about measurables and,
it's really the physical contact that's the problem. Because like I said, imagine she's a female wide receiver, and then you got a male safety just come and just wham her.
Yeah.
Like,
and then she's out.
I don't want somebody complaining and saying, "Oh, why did you hit her?" So that is going to be kind of like I seen something in Pop Warner. I guess a kid that hit other kid too hard, and they gave him a penalty. That's the bullshit, that Miami be facing. But again, that would be one of the penalties that they're going to try to implement, that you hit that person too hard. No, that's not part of sports, and I can't do it. I don't see it. You can sign whatever you want to sign, but I think franchises are worried about their overall picture, and that's money. And if me putting you in the game gonna cost me, I don't know if I'm going to do that. It is what it is. You're gonna have some people that wind up going ahead and wanting to do that. Like we said before, we had the kicker. She wound up being a first kicker in football, playing in was it high school or college? What it was?
College.
So we already kind of seen that.
Player.
You feel me? We kind of seen it heading in that direction, but that's just a kicker. Now I'm like, he signed this, and that's everything.
Yeah, kickers generally don't get hit at all.
See, but my whole thing is
very rare.
She wound up doing that before. It didn't take somebody to sign a piece of paper for them to do that for her. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, I just don't understand. Like, if the leagues thought that it was in their best interest to have, like, a female playing in their sport with the males, they would have done it long time ago. Because, again, financially, that's what their bigger picture is. That's at least what I be thinking these organizations are. They looking at the money.
But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. Like I said, with just certain sports, it's okay, but other sports, it's not okay. Just like football, UFC, boxing, that type of stuff. It just
can you imagine that?
You just can't. It's just impossible.
Imagine a female and a guy in boxing or in UFC?
That's just ridiculous. It's just scary to even fathom at this point. Just those type of sports, even basketball,
forget
soccer,
boxing, UFC.
The other thing, what's an interesting one for me though, and which kind of transitions to our next topic is baseball.
What about it?
Would you have transgender in baseball? Because there really is no real physical contact with each other.
You probably,
except for when you at the plate when you're trying to.
But they banned that. I think they banned that.
They did?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
That. You can't. Yeah, for concussions or something. So
that is
messed up, man. Come on,
Hey,
man.
it is what it is.
Come on, baseball.
You already
Are
boring.
serious?
That'd be a highlight of the game.
Exactly. I
But-
still remember the Marlins when they won the game to play to advance in the playoffs on that play where he tagged him like right before he came to the plate. That was like one of the best plays in baseball, South Florida history. You gonna take that away? That's crazy. But anyways, baseball was in the news this week with Hall of Famer Kurt. I'm already calling him a Hall of Famer because I feel like he should probably be a Hall of Famer. Kurt Schilling, longtime pitcher for Boston Red Sox.
He should.
He is the person who famously had the bloody sock and was still pitched almost the entire game and helped Boston finally beat the Yankees to win their first championship in so years and break the curse of the GOAT and or the Bambino or whatever the curse was. And he was supposed to be, well, they did the voting for the Hall of Fame I think last month or whatever, and then it came out that he was not voted in to the Hall of Fame. Now, this is a player who definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame based on what he did on the field.
Of course.
But he was not voted into the Hall of Fame.
Why though?
Based on his social media comments. He had comments about supporting the insurrection that happened on the Capitol. He's just one of these far-right guys who are, very delusional and but just because
why would you say it's delusional?
Because if you support the insurrection, you're delusional. To me,
but it goes back
to me,
that's
like it borders on to me like racism to me, because it's just like the baseball player John Rocker back in the day. He came out and he had some racist statements and they took him out of baseball. He's like, there's no place for that type of talk.
But that has nothing. So what you mean more? While you playing?
While he was playing, yeah.
I mean, of course, an organization have the right to go ahead and get rid of you if they
and
feel like
just the same way the media has every right to not vote for them at all. It's pretty much their opinion if they want to have a player in the Hall of Fame. And we all know that it's not only just based on your play, because if it was only based on your play, you know how many baseball players with steroids would be in the Hall of Fame right now?
Yeah, but I mean, that's what they saying it is.
Or
that's what
Pete
they say.
Rose, still not in the Hall of Fame.
Saying it is. That's what they saying it is.
Gambled on baseball.
That's what they saying it is. If they saying that they're only basing it on the field, then base it only on the field. I could care less if he races or if he's not. We're not over here giving a popularity contest saying that these people are good people. We're saying,
but where do you draw the line
players?
though? Where do you draw the line? I want to know then. Where do you draw the line for? I'm not going to vote for you for the Hall of Fame. If somebody, let's just say somebody killed somebody, you still gonna vote for them to be in the Hall of Fame?
I probably would draw the line there.
All right,
you know what I mean? But still,
sexual
I'm thinking
molestation.
About it like for opinion for a political view. Like what are we talking about? Like, I don't understand that. Like, if you're a rapist, yeah, I shouldn't be going ahead and putting you in my Hall of Fame. You're a murderer, yeah, I shouldn't be. But this is my opinion. I mean, you have an opinion that you feel like probably the New York Yankees or the Boston Celtics is the greatest baseball franchise of all time. I'll be like, nah, man, it's the Marlins. But it's my opinion. It's your opinion. Like, yo, it's his opinion. You feel what I'm saying? I don't feel like people should go ahead and condemn people for their opinion. I mean, like I said before, the world is not supposed to agree on everything. If the world agreed on everything, the world would be bland. You're not gonna go ahead and I may feel like I'm right, and then Marcus come another perspective, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I
this
agree
whole
with
time,
that.
I was thinking that I was right. So again,
It's
like,
freedom
that's
of
his
speech,
opinion,
man. It's freedom of
speech. That should have nothing to do with him being a Hall of Famer. And I think it's egregious that he's not a Hall of Famer because of political views. Now, again, if it was rape, if it was murder, if it was something like that.
So let me ask you this.
cool.
Let me ask you this, Wes. You think OJ did it?
I don't even know if I caught my people's sleeping with another dude while my kids was upstairs, I probably would have snapped and done the same thing. But like with that situation, like I done heard so many stories on, like I heard like Mexicans probably did it, or the cartel. Like I ain't gonna lie, I heard that the Mexicans probably did it, a cartel because
Mexicans?
I'm just being real. This is one of the stories.
Immigrants, they get the job done.
I'm saying that's why they gave her like a something bow tie, a Mexican bow tie or something like that, because it has something to do with drugs. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? But it's no clear story. It's just like Pac. Do we think he's alive or he's dead? I don't know. I think he's alive. I think he's dead. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. So when it comes to political views,
Well,
man,
Pac's in Cuba, but my my real question was, if O.J. Simpson wasn't already in the Hall of Fame before the whole thing happened, and you had to vote O.J. Simpson in, the whole thing happened, he got acquitted, you seen everything, whatever, would you still vote him in or not?
Well, if they said he was guilty?
No, how it played out right now. They said he was not guilty.
I would have still voted for him because again,
That's how I feel too.
I
would have voted for him anyway. Like, come on, man, you got O.J. Simpson. Come on, the juice.
And that,
he was a beast,
but
bro.
Again, if he
2,000 yards in the NFL.
See, but if he wound up being guilty, then I probably would have been like, nah, he's not a Hall of Famer. But that whole verdict changed my whole perspective on that particular conversation. But
it doesn't fit. You must have quit. Johnny Cochran, man, rest in peace to him too.
But again, I think that people.
But I'm not sure where you draw the line. And do you fault people for changing their views if that's part of the criteria of choosing a Hall of Famer? Because I know it's the criteria for like the Heisman Trophy. It literally says has to be outstanding outside as well as on the field.
See, but we're
as
not
the
talking
definition
about the
of.
Heisman.
So I don't know if the definition of the Hall of Fame in baseball.
Because how many people in the Hall of Fame that did craziness? Like, think about it. If they really want to go back at these people in the Hall of Fame,
Man,
a lot of people going to be out of the Hall of Fame.
Man, I'm counting at least 25 cocaine users.
I'm just being real with you. So, and not just that, even with the abuse of women, like, you think that just happened recently? If you go back, no, a lot of these people be gone.
Yeah, there wasn't all these social media out there, and things weren't out there as much.
You don't need to know social media to know the truth. If the truth came out and you found out that whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'll give you a perfect analogy. Like when you go to court, right, and they give you jury duty. It's a murder trial or whatnot, and then the judge, someone wind up speaking out of turn, and then the judge is like telling us, the jury, disregard that because that has nothing to do with the case. Yeah. That's how I look at it with the Hall of Fame. This has nothing to do with this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to grade you on this. If you're the best player to be in, then you're in. You feel what I'm saying? And then, they could condemn you in public. Cool. But that has nothing to do with what you left on the field. That's just my perspective.
I feel you. And you're listening to the MarcWes Sports Podcast. By the way, who is up for the Hall of Fame, we never mentioned, is our boy, Zach Thomas. Zach Thomas is a he's they still about to announce it, but he's at the last level where they're about to announce it. So we'll see if our boy Zach Thomas, one of the greatest middle linebackers for the Miami Dolphins out of Texas Tech, drafted by Jimmy Johnson. He was a player who he was one of the best linebackers to ever play in this game. To me, he's better than Brian Urlacher. And Brian Urlacher got into the Hall of Fame. He's got better numbers than Brian Urlacher. And the only thing difference is that he has more sacks, but he has more interceptions, tackles. So he's just a machine. And the thing about Zach Thomas is that he's family too, because Jason Taylor, his sister married Jason Taylor. They're now divorced, but still.
Think about Brian Urlacher. Going back to the last conversation that we just had, like, yo, you want to put him in the Hall of Fame, but he said racist comments. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, he did. And he's still in the Hall of Fame. So that has nothing to do with one, don't have to do with the other, but he's still in. He just recently said it. You feel me? And he recently been in the Hall of Fame. So again, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta grade certain things on what it is. Now, as far as with Zach Thomas, like our boy said, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame, even though they keep trying him. He was the smaller linebacker that always was in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah.
He was always in the right gap. It's like he knew the other team what they running back was gonna do before they actually did it.
High IQ.
Very high IQ. And
the only thing that messed him up really was concussions.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Career.
Yeah, he would have had a longer, just like Dan Morgan would have had a longer career if he didn't have concussions, or Kelsey, the linebacker,
Luke Kuechly.
Yeah. Luke Kuechly, longer career without the concussion. So
it's funny, they're all white linebackers too.
Jason, Junior Seau, same thing, concussions. But again,
Junior Seau though had a long career.
Yeah, but he's one of them Hawaiian Samoan people. They be lasting long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, it is what it is. When I actually see Zach Thomas not be allowed to join his brothers in the Hall of Fame, I just be like, just more hate for Miami.
Especially since Jason Taylor just got in. You might as well have Zach Thomas. You can't have Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor are like, they go together like rice and beans.
Well, of course.
Or Griot and Peekleys.
So we got something else?
Yeah, just one last thing. Top 3 sports movies.
Oh yeah, sports movies, baby. Man, I'm just gonna tell you my top 3 off the bat. I feel like you gotta have Any Given Sunday. Any Given Sunday has to be
Does it have
on
to
the
be
list.
3? Can it be 5? 5, man.
I don't think I have
5.
5.
I got 5.
You gotta have Any Given Sunday on the list.
Okay.
Al Pacino has one of the best speeches ever in football history, and it's not even in real football. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you got superstars like Jamie Foxx, LL Cool J, I think
Bill Bellamy.
Was Cameron Diaz in it? I think Cameron Diaz was it. Cameron Diaz.
Oh, hey, matter of fact, talking about that actual game, Bill Bellamy had a story about how LL Cool J knocked out Jamie Foxx. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like cold. I'm just like, yo.
Yeah, and the fact that they filmed it down here in Miami,
of course,
and they
Miami
shot
Sharks.
it in the Orange Bowl too. You see shots of the old Orange Bowl, which is not there no more.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many reasons why Any Given Sunday has to be on the list. Number 2, Rocky IV, bro. Rocky IV to me is one of the best movies, just because you got Stallone. Nah, the one where Apollo Creed,
okay.
Spoiler alert, dies. So it was really about your boy doing something for your boy in that situation, and the soundtrack, man. The soundtrack is crazy, man. Those are things like Eye of the Tiger, that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. Man, gotta go. Rocky IV, and the third one is Remember the Titans, man. Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington. Weak side, strong side, or however that line goes. And then you got Sunshine and the racial stuff that was going on back then.
That still happens
It was just
today.
it was just a really great movie. So those are my top 3 sports movies.
Okay, Any Given Sunday also is not my number 1, but just one of my top 5. I have
Let me see. I have the. It's funny, so
I got a fourth one.
I got the
Maybe
Water
I can't
Boy.
go 5.
I got the Water Boy as one of my best sport movies.
I love the Water Boy.
Funny as
bro.
hell, and did his thing,
What is wrong with his Medulla album?
You feel me?
Yo,
But yeah,
that has a lot of great lines, though. A lot of great lines.
One of my other favorites is Rudy. I could watch Rudy all the time.
Hell no,
You know what I
man.
mean? Nah, it's boring, but I just
Hell
like it.
no.
You feel me? It's like
Especially
one of
since it's
those.
Notre Dame
Nah,
too.
'cause we
Come
talking about
whose side you on?
See, but I like the story of the movie. I don't care about because I hate Notre Dame how they stole against the University of Miami.
Yeah,
also,
man.
but I just like the way he was the little engine that could. You feel me? Like, and he finally got his shot. It's just kind of like that senior for the University of Miami last year. You feel me? Every time they put him on the field, he did something, but he never played. He always, you feel me? I forgot his name.
I forgot his name.
You
I know
feel
what
me?
you're talking
So
about.
he was the Rudy.
And he's over there doing
You
backflips
feel
when he got
me?
in.
Exactly. He was our Rudy. You feel me? After the original Rudy. You feel me? So that's one of my favorite movies as far as sports also. And it's old. And it's kind of like, I don't think the newer generation will probably like it because it's kind of slow. You feel me? But again, if you see what he's going through, then you'll kind of understand where I'm coming from with Rudy. Let me see. Fourth movie. That's
Wait, so you had
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday, The Water Boy,
Rudy.
and Rudy.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're going 4. Okay.
Number 4.
I got a fourth one since we're gonna go 4.
Okay.
Jerry Maguire, bro. That is my movie, bro. And you can watch it with your girl and vibe, because it's got that element to it. But just show me the money, and then you got that. Jerry Maguire, man. It's a classic movie, man. Tom Cruise does his job in that movie. That show me the money is still is relevant to this day.
Yeah.
So that's my fourth.
What's the
I'll think of my fifth.
what was it? Is it Gridiron Gang? You feel me? Nah, with The Rock. You feel me? The one with the kids. And I like that movie. It's probably not in my top 5. I'm just gonna give them a shout out. Why? Because I work with kids also, and I normally work with the bad kids too, the ones that they do say are bad. You feel me? And me personally, I don't be feeling like they bad. I just feel like people can't reach them. They be having squares talk to them. They be really needing people that can relate to them or really listen to them. You feel me? So the just plain fact that it was based on a true story. You got Rocky. You got The Rock. I'm saying Rocky. You got The Rock. I'm from Miami also. Lead character in that role. And it just seemed real life for me. You feel me? So, all right. So my number 4 is the same one you already said. Strong side. Weak side. You feel me?
Remember the Titans
is my number 4. So you can go number 5.
Shit. Number 5 for me. I'm gonna go. See, it's not really that great of a movie, but it just represents a time for me. Sunset Park.
Sunset Park, what time is it? It's
time to represent Sunset Park.
Yeah.
Sunset Park, man. Just because it was a hood movie, but it was more about some other stuff, but it just had some of that basketball related to it. Yeah, exactly. It was real. It was like a real movie. So, Sunset Park, number 5.
Damn, damn. You know what I mean?
Top 5?
You got Chris Carter. The Hurricane.
Coach Carter was something I was thinking about too. Coach Carter, he got game.
Coach Carter, he got game. The Hurricane.
Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Exactly. Ray Allen, of course. Heatles. All right, go ahead. Give your top 5.
Quick top 5. All right, so I got Varsity Blues. I got.
Nah, how you gonna say you hate Varsity Blues? It was tight.
Ah, man.
I got Sunset Park,
Sunset Park.
and then I got Rocky 3. That's my top 3. Yeah, because Apollo Creed, hey boy. And it's like, hey, I want to show you what a real man is.
That's the one with Mr. T. Yeah,
Mr.
I like
T.
that one.
Yeah,
Right.
that was a good one too. Yeah, it's sad. 3 and 4 is sad. So,
Well,
that's it.
anything else?
And as far as sports movies, I mean, there's sports movies I hate. I usually don't even like sports movies straight up because it's not real. You know, like I feel like, yeah, a lot of them are just garbage, you know, to me. Like I didn't like Friday Night Lights. I felt like that was garbage. You know, Varsity Blues, people always bring that up as far as the sports movie. Like when I'm talking to other people too, they're always like, Varsity Blues, you don't like Varsity Blues?
It was funny.
And I was like,
I like the
mean,
big
it's
fat
corny,
guy.
but I guess
What was
I
his
gotta
name?
watch it again. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, most sports movies I don't really like the documentary or the biographies, biopics.
Oh,
I mean, there's certain that I did like Ali was good.
Ali was
good. I felt like the Jackie Robinson one was really good too.
I
Like
didn't see that one.
with
Oh
Chadwick
yeah, I
Boseman.
did see it. I seen it.
I
It was
thought
good.
that was really good too.
Damn.
Ernie Sims, which is the first guy who won the Express.
Yeah, that
is
he
also
wound
a
up
good
getting
one.
leukemia.
Yeah,
Yeah, damn.
yeah. First black person to win the Heisman. That was a good story. I recommend that one. After that, you go into like more silly ones, like remember Major League?
Yeah. Major League is a good one though. You feel me?
Major League
When he
is
put on
classic, man.
Them shades, boy. Come on.
Willie Hayes, run like
Man,
Hayes.
damn,
Willie
boy.
made
They had
run
one.
like Hayes.
They had one. They had an all girls one with Tom Hanks as the head coach.
A League of Their Own.
That shit was tight. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was
it's alright.
tight. You feel me? Nah, it was tight. And it was a different
alright.
gender, so it gave me a different side. You feel me? You know. Know what I'm saying?
Are you crying?
You gotta find that clip, Chris. but yeah, man. So
one too.
I think we're good. So just gonna go ahead and conclude the MarcWes Sports Podcast. Again, I'm your co-host Wesley Pierre, and you got my partner in crime, Marcus Benjamin. We'll see you guys next week with more. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have another duck of the week.
Yeah.
Peace.